She shocked us with some of her revelations on loose women, including being candid about a health scare, sharing stories of her affairs, and even admitting to keeping roadkill in the freezer. Yep, check. Check.
We will get to that. Janet Street Porter now says nothing is off limits as she's heading out on her biggest solo tour to date. Good morning.
Good morning.
So nice to see you.
Should we start with the roadkill, Janet?
So I said once that roadkill, I couldn't see anything wrong with eating roadkill if it was freshly killed, not going off on the turn. My partner learned how to butcher it, and venison is a very good meat. Low in fat, very nutritious.
Very lean, yeah.
So we put it in the freezer. I ate some, the dog ate some, my partner ate some.
How did you?
I would like to see the video.
How did you find it? Was it?
It's by the side of the road bin. That's where roadkill is. It's not hanging from a branch.
But Janet, like you pulled up, you pulled over when. Oh look, that looks like a nice.
Funnily enough, that's
you pulled over.
And we also
How did you know it was all right? Like, how did you know it hadn't been there?
Well, it was warm, but it was dead.
No maggots, and it was warm.
All right.
It's got to be dead
We've
and warm.
changed the subject.
There you go. Shall we talk about the tour now?
Yeah, let's talk about the tour and not what's in my freezer.
Let's talk about the tour. Janet, are you excited about it?
Yeah, I am excited. I haven't toured since 2004, so it's over 20 years, 20
It's the comeback tour.
Wow.
It's not a comeback, I've never gone away. But what I find now is I toured in 2004, I'd done I'm a Celebrity, I wrote my first memoir about why I didn't get on with my mum, called Baggage, and then I wrote another one called Fallout, about the 10 years after I left home, got married, went to work in Fleet Street, and then I end up in Punk 10 years later, meeting Johnny Rotten and doing films on TV. Both books are now being republished with new material. I've updated them, and I think over 20 years since I last toured, there are a lot of people who haven't seen me on stage. They saw me on the Loose Women tour, but they haven't seen my one-woman show.
In all your glory. Are there going to be any special guests? Like, are you making anything?
Special guest, a special guest is me.
You're special enough, Janet, aren't you?
I am special. I think well, I'm not saying I'm national treasure, but I think I'm a unique.
I think you are.
I think I'm quite of a one-off. I think the show will be a lot of fun. I'm going to talk about why I turned out like this. I'm going to talk about my childhood, obviously growing up in Fulham, in West London, in a very much working class area.
Oh, look at you, crikey.
Wow.
Yeah, I look quite sweet, but look at the eyes in that photo. Can't you already tell?
Yes.
Scheming cow.
No, I'd say adventure, national treasure material.
I was a fully formed snob at the age of 8 or 9. I looked at my mum and dad. I thought they picked up the wrong baby. I cannot be related to these people. They're just...
Why?
They just weren't right. My sister had dark brown curly hair. I hated her. I just hated her. She was all jolly and she got on so well with my mum and dad. And I was literally in a world of my own. I mean, I feel sorry for them a little bit in retrospect because I was a bit of a cow. I kept diaries and notebooks and I worked in the library after school. I was in endless quiz teams. I was so competitive.
So you loved all that stuff. It's interesting because our phone-in with Deirdre a little bit later on is family rifts, and if you have a struggle with a relationship with a parent or a child or whatever, and that is something that you really experienced, didn't it, going through the difficulty?
Yeah, I did. And I think I went to college to study architecture, and they were very excited that thought of me becoming an architect, but then, of course, I jacked it all in and became a journalist. And then I went into radio and then television. But my mum was a combination of someone who was kind of proud of me, but also jealous at the same time because she'd left school at 14. And I think for a lot of people who have clever daughters who haven't had those opportunities, it is hard. And my relationship with my mother was hard. And my relationship with my sister, I sound so awful now. My relationship with my sister was a bit difficult as well. But towards the end of her life, we did get on extremely well.
But you did amazing things as well. Like, you talk about smashing the glass ceiling, you know, like being editor and...
Yeah, I like to push barriers.
It's
and I was
brilliant, Janet.
I was very lucky to be born at the end of the war and be a baby boomer. And I think, you know, I know these days a lot of people trash baby boomers, but I think my generation were like the first teenagers. We were super trendy. I was a mod. I loved music. I went to blues clubs and jazz clubs from the age of 14. I kept, in my diary, I'd write reviews of who I'd seen. And I found one the other day. I must have seen the Rolling Stones when I was about 16 or 17. And I wrote, saw the Stones, not bad. Just so sneery.
Destined for Fleet Street with that sort of insight.
But there was one person who really liked your work as well. When you made the punk film, and Elton John saw it.
Yeah, I did a film with for ITV. I was doing this series for young people that went out on Sundays.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of films about the emergence of punk. So I filmed The Clash, the Buzzcocks, and I made many films with the Sex Pistols and John Lydon. I also filmed Vivian and Malcolm and the whole thing about seditionaries and all the clothing and fashion. But I suppose to older musicians, like my generation, like Elton is my age, it must have been so astonishing to see this explode. These kids go on stage, you couldn't play their guitars, who are wearing kind of shredded up clothes. Anyway, he rang me up.
Elton?
Elton rang me one Sunday, and my husband went, Elton John's on the phone. I just thought it was a joke. I went to the phone and I went, yeah. And it was Elton, and he went, look, I know, don't hang up. I've seen the shows. I just think they're amazing. Will you please, please, please come to my house for lunch and let's talk about it. And I want you to tell me what it was like meeting John Lydon and all of that. So anyway, being a bit of a cow, I said, well,
Hold on, Janet. We'll save that for the tour because we've got 5 seconds left for the weather.
But tickets are on sale now.
You'll get the rest of that story if you go to the tour. Here's your local weather. We'll see you on the side.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.